Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? I got a crazy show for you guys today. I'm going to prove to you, in my opinion, why Debra Sterns is an absolute liar and thinks that she can deceive us. There seems to be something in this family where they think that they are the smartest people in the room. They think we're all dumb. My bachelor's degree means absolutely nothing. Some of your doctorates and your juris law degrees and, your years of being machinists and being mechanics and being small business owners, just being single mothers, raising families all by yourself, balancing budgets of your household, the whole nine. None of that means nothing to the Sterns. To the Sterns, we're all stupid. We all lack common sense. We all can't see through the bull crap of the wool and the veil that these Sterns like to put over our eyes. We're not smart enough to walk and talk with the Sterns, apparently. But guess what, guys? I'm going to show you guys why the Sterns, or rather Deborah, because it seems like the father seems to be the only one with a moral compass. He's the one who actually gave a lot of that new evidence that we saw in that 22-page dump, and we're going to go over a lot of that evidence in another video, but he gave that to police. He willingly gave that to police, and we're going to talk about that. He may have some semblance of a moral compass, and we heard from friends who were interviewed by other channels that he was usually the one that was kind of normal. He was also never around, like he never wanted to be around his weird wife and his weird son, which it may sound good, because we don't like Stefan and we kind of don't like Deborah, but it's kind of sad because Stefan needed him, and maybe Deborah needed his guidance too as the leader of that household. And because he was not around, that's why everything went crazy. We probably have Stefan Sterns the monster because we didn't have Christopher Sterns the dad in the household to actually guide his son, lead his son, and serve as a role model for his son. So it was actually a Scarlet Letter. It was probably good for him because he was hanging with his mistress, if you think that's a good thing, but it was bad for Stefan, bad for Deborah, and in turn, bad for our entire society because Stefan took Maddie away from us. And Maddie probably would have did beautiful things. Maddie probably would have been the first female president of the United States. Maddie probably would have cured AIDS. She probably would have cured cancer. She probably would have gave us world peace. We would never know because Stefan Sterns took Maddie away from us. So how I want to start the show is I want to read for you guys Detective Robles, I don't know. I want to read for you his statement because in the last show for the 22-page dump, we did not read it. We read Fagin twice by accident. I want to read you his statement, and in his statement, I'm going to show to you why Debra Sterns is a liar. Why she's a liar and she tried to deceive these detectives, in my opinion. But my opinion, whether you believe it or not, comes with a lot of experience behind it. A lot. Let's keep going. So narrative. On Wednesday, February 28th, 2024, I was requested to respond to 2341 Snug Street, Northport, Florida, 34289 in support of a missing person investigation Kiss Me Police Department was conducting. Sergeant Fisher was contacted by investigators from Orange County Sheriff's Office concerning LPR hits for a suspect vehicle in Northport city limits. LPR means license plate reader. Those are those black little bunny ears you see on the back of cop cars. That scans license plates and it can form a map and a database of where cars are. It's a very, very, very important and useful law enforcement tool. Let's keep going. Based on this information, there were concerns of the suspect potentially bringing the missing juvenile to Northport. So at this time, they thought that the child might be alive. There was a possibility. Either he was bringing her live body or he was bringing her deceased body. But they thought that there was a good chance she might still be alive. The investigators also learned that the suspect's father has a storage unit rental located at 1001 Executive Avenue, Northport, Florida. It was discovered someone accessed this storage unit and it was not the suspect's father. Based on the totality of the circumstances, probable cause was established to draft a coafficient search warrant for the storage unit in efforts to find the missing person. Detective Fagin and I maintained observation of the suspect's parents' residence, 2341 Snug Street. Upon our arrival, we observed a female, later identified as Debra Sterns, outside her residence calling for blank. 2 vehicles were present at the residence. So there might have been a comment there. Now I'm saying calling for Maddie. That's what I believe. Other YouTubers believe that as well. We have no evidence. It's been redacted. There are people who are saying, we don't believe that it's calling for Maddie. Maybe it's calling for the cops. Maybe, I don't know. But I believe it's Maddie from some of the things that I've read and I've observed. I could be wrong. All right. I'm not saying this with all definitiveness. Okay. Now, the vehicle parked in the driveway was a tan in color Lincoln bearing Florida tag registered to Christopher Sterns. The second vehicle was a dark colored Honda bearing Florida tags and was parked in a swale in front of the residence. The vehicle was registered to Stephen Sterns, who is the suspect for KPD's case. Both vehicles were unoccupied. Let's keep going. It's going to get a little juicy now, guys. Contact was made with Deborah, who initially answered the front door very emotional. Deborah spontaneously stated she found a torso of a sex doll in Stefan's room. Deborah eventually calmed her emotions and began to inform us that she has not seen Stefan. This is when the lies begin. Let me read that again. Deborah eventually calmed down in her emotions and began to inform us that she has not seen Stefan. However, she believed he came into the residence last night at approximately 3:19 hours. She was definitive about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Deborah explained that her dogs began to bark at the time, which is typically an alert that someone being in the home. So not only was she awoken by somebody coming into the home, dogs started barking. She has 5 dogs, guys, big poodles, not the small little tiny teacup poodles. She got the big poodles. She has 5 dogs, babies, small dogs, as well as the parents, the father and the mother dog and small puppy dogs. 5 dogs barking at the same time, ladies and gentlemen. Deborah stated that she has been home alone and her husband, Christopher Sterns, was in Orange County to assist Stefan in getting a hotel due to a housing crisis. The housing crisis is that condo, her father's condo, was now a crime scene. They could not stay there. They couldn't stay there. So they had to go to a hotel temporarily. Deborah advised me that she had discovered Stefan had also been stealing cash from her and Christopher. And this was not in Fagan's report. It was not in Fagan's report. When I was reading, I was like, why am I not hearing about him stealing this money? It's because I made a mistake and I read Fagan 2 times. I needed to read Robles or Robles. So he was stealing money from his parents because he was a lowlife, a do-nothing. He had no job, no nothing. So he's stealing money from his parents. Deborah expressed that she was aware of the allegations of her son and she felt great disgust of her son's actions. Deborah was in fear of Stefan possibly hiding blank, the missing girl, juvenile in her home, hiding Maddie, I believe, the missing juvenile in her home. Deborah, now check this out. This is why I believe this is Maddie. Deborah also explained she has been calling out for blank outside in the event of blank possibly being abandoned in the woods. Who else is that going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Deborah also, she just said Deborah was in fear of Stefan possibly hiding. Who else is it going to be other than Maddie, the missing juvenile in her home? Then the next sentence is Deborah also explained she has been calling out for Maddie outside in the event of Maddie possibly being abandoned in the woods. Who else is going to be abandoned in the woods? She didn't say her dogs was abandoned in the woods. Her dogs were in the house barking because Stephen Stern came in. Her husband is in Kissimmee, or Kissimmee. Some people saying I say it incorrectly. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry, not from Florida. It is what it is. It's Kissimmee to a New Yorker. Sorry. Her husband is in Kissimmee trying to help his son get a hotel room. So who else is going to be abandoned in the room, in the woods, ladies and gentlemen, other than Maddie? She just said she thought that he brought Maddie to the house. And then she went outside to make sure Maddie wasn't in the woods. Deborah allowed units to conduct a sweep of the home and the vehicles on the premises. Last paragraph, and I'm going to go back and explain to you why she's a liar. Detective Fagan and I respond to the storage unit. Okay, so now they're talking about the storage unit. We could skip that. What part of this statement shows that she is a bona fide liar? Let me get a highlight here. What part of this statement shows that she's a liar? This one. Oh, come on. Why did it do that for? It just highlighted the whole thing. Just highlighted the whole thing. All right, undo this. Boom. This is the statement, ladies and gentlemen. This is the statement that shows that she's a liar. It's not working, so we'll take that off. Who cares? Let's get this out of here. This is the statement. Deborah eventually calmed her emotions and began to inform us that she has not seen Stefan. However, she believed he came to the residence last night at approximately 3:19 hours. Deborah explained that her dogs began to bark at that time, which is typically an alert for someone being in the home. Deborah stated she has been home alone because her husband is in Kissimmee. If somebody comes into your home at 3:19 in the morning and you believe that your son and your husband is in Kissimmee, which is like an hour or so away, don't quote me on the time, but it's not next to this community. It's quite a bit of a drive. Why wouldn't you, A, check and see who's in your home? Your dogs are barking that somebody's in your home. Why would you not check and see who's in your home? Why wouldn't you call 911? She wants us to believe that somebody entered her home, her dog started barking, nobody came to check on her. You know, Stefan didn't open the door, say, hey, mom, I'm here real quick. I got to pick something up. You didn't come out your room and say, hey, is somebody here? Who's in here? You didn't call 911. You didn't say nothing. You just stayed in your bed. That's a lie, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lie. It is a falsehood. It is misdirection. It is what people do when they want to tell you a lie. They tell you a little bit of the truth. The truth is Stefan went into her house. The truth is it was 3:19 in the morning. The truth is the dog started to bark. But what is not true is that the mother did not get up and greet Stefan. She did, in my opinion. She got up. She greeted Stefan. She probably spoke to him. Stefan removed things from the house, I believe. She probably helped him, in my opinion, in my belief, and sent him on his way. There's no way in this planet that somebody's going to come in your house at 3:19 in the morning and you believe that everybody who would have access to this home is an hour away. You believe that everybody you love, everybody you would trust, everybody you would feel safe with coming into your home is an hour away. None of these people have alerted you that they would be coming to this house. You expect to be alone for the next 24 hours, for the remainder of this night and morning. You expect to be alone. Then somebody comes into your house. You take no corrective action. You don't contact the police. You don't confront this assailant. You don't see who's in your home. You stay in the bed. You let them do whatever it is they want to do, and then they leave. And the next time you speak about this person is when police are knocking on your door, asking you questions about your son. You're a liar. We're not dumb. We're not stupid. You can't pull that veil over our eyes. Maybe a Stern has the ability to manipulate an 8-year-old child, but you're not going to manipulate adults. We've got you. You're going to pay for what you did. And even though Deborah and Christopher may not pay for their failures as parents, their son is going to pay. You're going to lose a son, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stern and Miss Stern. You're going to lose a son. Society is going to take that boy away from you, that man child, and he's going to pay with his life. And hopefully, even though I'm losing hope, hopefully, Jensoto will pay as well for what she did, failing Maddie. But we'll talk about that in another video. We're going to get out of here. But unfortunately, everything that seems to come out about Jen is that she's a highly mentally ill person, that she is very vulnerable in emotions and highly susceptible to being manipulated. And she's also very needy and codependent. That's what I'm hearing about her. That's what I'm hearing about her. And I'm telling you, like I told you guys in my previous live, when you hear those type of words, and a DA is hearing those words and a county attorney is hearing those words in these situations, there's a lot of times their bleeding hearts are going to say, oh, it doesn't look like she had any malintent, any criminal intent. It looks like she's just a very pathetic and poor person. I think she's suffered enough. She's lost her daughter, her only daughter. She's lost everything. The whole internet hates her. The whole country hates her. I think enough justice has been served. Let's just focus on Stephen Sterns. And that's when you get no criminal charges against Jen. I'm telling you, I've been in a room when these conversations are happening. I guarantee you that's what they're saying about Jen right now, because it's taken too long to criminally charge her. Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe, join the channel. Make sure that you say something in the chat. Even if you just say, shout out where you're from. Hey, I'm from the UK. I'm from South Africa. I'm from Antarctica. You know, there are scientific posts out there. People don't live there full time. There's scientific posts there in those little geodomes. Please, in your geodome, in your Eskimo dome, please say, I'm calling from Antarctica. I'm calling from Canada, calling from Minnesota, calling from Alaska, wherever. Put it in the chat so that we can get that engagement and the show could be shown to other people. And make sure you hit that like button. I see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace.